Dang, Gilgi, I was just building you up too. I was like, man, Gilgi's buff, building, you know, he's always working out, always doing his thing, and he's losing to Gorgo. Gorgo with one city. How is that possible? We had a few major civs that definitely came out on top within that first video. I think there's a few favorites definitely in the comment section down below who people think is going to win, but you know, who knows? It's still really early on in the game. Any civ could fall at any moment. So the first thing that's occurred is probably not super surprising, but the Chinese have in fact decided, yeah, I want Indochina. So yeah, as the Japanese and Hojo continue to impede on Chinese lands, they're like, all right, that's fine, we'll settle in the south, because that's really one of the last places they can go. They have all of Siberia though, but I don't know if many people are gonna explore up here. America's declared war on the Aztecs. We'll definitely check that out. And yeah, I would be very careful if I were the Chinese, because yeah, the Japanese now have their samurai. So yeah, that's a pretty big deal. Also, I'm not sure when this happened, but Saladin did finally take over the Sumerian capital. So it seems like two civs for sure are probably on the chopping block. They definitely don't have a chance to win, I don't think. Sumeria and Germany. Germany's like stuck in two cities in the middle of Europe, so yeah, they're kind of screwed. Sumeria, you know, Gilgi can come back, man. Gilgi's a tough dude. Gilgi always likes me as a human player, so you know, I kind of root for him. He's a nice guy. He's a big bro dude, buff man, so he might be able to find some sort of tactic, maybe attacking the Greeks, because the Greeks are not doing very well. Gorgo or Persia, Pericles. So that might be an opportunity for him. At the end of the last video, we saw, I think it was Persia declaring war on Scythia, which I thought was a really stupid move. Obviously, everybody probably thought the same thing. Yeah, this city is pretty much up for grabs. If Tamiris wants it, she could take it easily. There's kind of no question. They can just move in, boom, with the archers and everything. We'll have to keep an eye on this though. Again, it seems like Scythia's main priority is to continue to head out towards the east, because there's so much land out here, and she seems to be the only one that really cares about all this stuff. We also have our, I think it's the second or maybe even the third Aztec-American War. So Montgomery, Alabama was founded by Montezuma II, right? This is Montezuma, I think, right? I don't even know. But I think it was Teddy that declared the war on the Aztecs. So they're going after San Antonio now. The city is already under siege, so that would be a pretty big deal. They already grabbed one city away. That would be insane if the Aztecs get wiped out. It looks like they might too. And obviously, for anybody that's wondering, yes, Europe is a massive, massive mess. Just a huge mess. All these units here, you know, multiple little wars have been taking place, but nothing like super significant. We've got the British that are heading out towards the New World, as they do. So is Norway. Norway's doing the same thing. Oh, look at this! Germany managed to grab another city, probably making Harald pretty mad, but I don't know. He's going to have a tough time taking this over. That won't be easy to take that over. Yeah, so we've got the British and the Norwegians heading out towards North America. Yep, they already have a new city out this way, which, remember, Vicky's whole trait, she wants cities on every continent. And remember, now there's a pretty big relationship boost if they know each other between Teddy and Vicky, so that will be an interesting combination. Besides that, I mean, Europe is kind of the same. Like I said, there's a few wars that pop up every once in a while, but nothing really too big happens. Poland is, I think, the biggest European force outside of, I mean, it's like Poland, Norway. It's tough to say. The British, Rome, Spain, they all have, you know, a pretty big chance of maybe making it out alive in Europe. Japan has declared war on China. I did see that. And Rome is doing a pretty good job, as they do, colonizing North Africa. I'm actually really interested in this somewhat sort of race that we're seeing between Spain and the Romans. I want to know which European is going to colonize Africa the most. Which one is going to do the most imperialism, I guess. Persia's made peace with Scythia, so it looks like they probably squeezed out and didn't lose anything. But then again, I also am just curious to see what European colonizes the most other continents, because the British seem to be doing a pretty good job so far as well. There does seem to be a conflict between the Egyptians and the Kongo. That's kind of surprising, and the Egyptians kind of have a little bit of an advantage here, huh? Where's the Kongo military? Movemba, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing? I don't see anything over here, which is a little bit scary. I mean, he usually does so good in science. That's what keeps him alive for so long. But I don't see anything here. So that's a big deal. Also, I didn't mention this, but because Arabia took the Sumerian capital, this means that Saladin isn't going away anytime soon. Cleopatra is gonna have to deal with an Arabian force probably for the rest of this game. I wouldn't be surprised if they eventually settle even west of Damascus, if obviously Trajan doesn't take that territory away, just like around this wheat area. It seems nice, there's some oil, but I don't think they see that just yet. Dang, Gilgi, I was just building you up too. I was like, man, Gilgi's buff, building, you know, he's always working out, always doing his thing, and he's losing to Gorgo. Gorgo with one city. How is that possible? I guess it's possible when you don't build a military, which the Kongo aren't doing either. But yeah, I think Sumeria just got wiped out in those first few wars with Persia and Arabia, and they can't stop. They can't stop losing cities, maybe. So Japan and China are at war, but yeah, there seems to be a little bit of confusion. Not necessarily confusion, but when there's all these different options for the AI to attack, they just try to attack all of it at once, and that's not the idea. They should just send over and focus on Wuhan here. Although there's a samurai that might be able to do something. It's at half health, so I don't know how much damage it's going to be able to do. But yeah, it seems like the Japanese-Chinese rivalry will certainly take place inside of the series, and especially since, you know, we have the Chinese sitting here with their Crouching Tiger cannons. Crouching Tiger cannons, right? Yeah, not Hidden Dragon. That was a good movie, but that's not the case. I think they're doing really good in science too. There's a musketman here. I thought I saw something. Yeah, there's a musketman, and they've got their cannons, so they're obviously pretty high in science yield. I'm guessing. What the hell is that? I've never really seen. That's an oasis? Why does that look weird? Have they changed the artwork for oases? I don't know. That looks weird to me. It looks kind of cool though. There's no water in there. Is it a dried up oasis or something? It has 3 food. I don't know why I've never recognized that before, but maybe I'm just being stupid. I don't know. That could be the case. Let's check out Australia. How are they doing? Australia, have you decided to just completely leave your continent from now on, or what? Oh, they have met the Japanese, which is interesting. I wish we could see the oh boy. He's gonna dip his toes in. He's gonna dip his toes into mainland Asia, and that is gonna pull him down into so many wars, possibly with China, Japan, obviously, maybe even Gandhi. Dude, you're gonna regret it. You're gonna regret it. I liked when he was settling Indonesia and kind of, you know, he hasn't settled Papua New Guinea yet, but yeah, you don't want to be over there, dude. I don't know. He might not. No, he will. He will. There's always a few regions that I'm really interested to see who colonizes. Obviously, Hawaii is a big one. I always like to see who grabs Florida, which actually technically no one's grabbed Florida yet. Oh, Aztec rebels, they are clearly not doing very well, and San Antonio did in fact fall. So yeah, the Aztecs are down to 3 cities. Oh, 4 cities, that's right. Montgomery will probably fall, but anyways, like I was talking about, yeah, Hawaii is always interesting. I always love to see who settles New Zealand, although it's not that... it's probably not going to be very surprising who's going to settle New Zealand. Spain. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't think Spain's going to settle New Zealand, but I'm just saying, Spain actually hasn't even taken out the French from Iberia yet, which is surprising, but yeah, that happens when Spain's focused on sub-Saharan Africa. Brazil's doing amazing. I think if you pick Brazil, that is a really, really smart choice because, you know, I mean, the Aztecs are down to, you know, they're going to be down to 3 cities at some point, unless they run out towards the Caribbean. That's the only place I think they can survive for this game. But yeah, I mean, Brazil's going to have a great time. They've got a whole of this land, and they're building wonders left and right. You know, obviously I'm making cuts here, but I'm noticing a lot of wonders being built by Pedro. So yeah, that's a really smart pick if you pick them. Man, that's crazy. That is crazy, Gorgo. How'd you do that? I don't know. I mean, she did have a military, and Sumeria did have not a military. They had nothing. They had no military. That's how I should have said it. That's crazy. Look at that. Somehow the one Greek city should, or one Greek civ might be doing okay in this game. Obviously Pericles isn't, and even though Macedon is not Greek, I don't think, I shouldn't be saying stuff that I'm not 100% about, but yeah, he's not officially Greek. He's not going to be doing very well. He's got 3 cities, and he's like Germany. He's kind of sandwiched in between all of these guys. So another Spanish-French civil war has taken place, or maybe Spanish-Franco, maybe. Yeah, I think that there is still going to be they're going to have a tough time still, because Felipe, even though Felipe has quite a bit of units here in Iberia, I don't know. It's still going to be somewhat hard. Hey, these units look a little different too, don't they? Am I playing with like the red mod pack or something? I don't know. I think I might be just smoking crack. These guys look really cool though. I just maybe not have noticed that they're carrying shields or something? I don't know. Still, no one. Still, Iceland not being settled at all. Very frustrating. Oh, it's got a little thunder coming out of it. Oh, that is cool. I really shouldn't be doing that. Oh, look, the smoke is only 2D. Oh, what is up with that? I bet you not a lot of people do this, so that's probably why they just put it 2D. So Japan has made peace with China. No cities have been swapped, but at this point, I don't even think Hojo needs to take cities. He'll be fine, because he is actually going towards, like, Eastern Russia, towards, like, Siberia and stuff like that. So he's going to have all this land. No one else is going to take it, because for some reason China isn't interested in that region. China, I think, is more fearful of Scythia, if anything, because look at, dang, Scythia's bringing over another settler. That's crazy. You crazy, girl. You crazy. A little extra today, because dang, do you need all these cities? You're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I kind of lost count. 8, 9, something like 10, 11, 12, maybe 12 cities. That is crazy. And India seems to be the only one that's really colonizing this region. It's interesting that Persia grabbed a few coastal cities. That's going to be surprising. I didn't think they would do that. I figured they would kind of head up towards the north in the beginning of this game because there was just so much room over there. But yeah, they'll have some sort of naval power they can they could do something with, maybe. Yeah, I mean, just look at them. India looks pretty strong. Gandhi looks like he's going to be a real big force for the most part. Again, I don't think he's ever going to make it out of these mountains. These mountains are going to keep him from really dealing with China or Japan too much. And of course, Australia. Of course, you did it, man. You couldn't. You should have known better. You really should have known better. You were going to be in such a mess dealing with China and Japan now. I mean, you were going to deal with Japan no matter what, but now China is possibly going to be a threat to you as well. America's trying hard, baby. America is trying hard. They're going through this very, very small pass. They're using this really small road. There's no way. I really don't think they're going to take... I don't think they can take it, man. There's no way. They're going to need a significant advantage. They kind of have it, though, because the Aztecs don't really have much of a military. The Aztecs are just like, you know what, screw this. We're going to South America. We're just like, yeah, they're just moving down towards Central America slowly but surely. I bet you they'll pick up something here. Brazil might even think about going to war with them. We've seen that before. We've seen Brazil kind of attack the Aztec when they build, because they usually have a pretty big navy, and they have that amazing naval unit at the very end of their tech tree, or I think it's in the civic tree or something like that. So anyways, they end up usually doing well in naval warfare against Montezuma, but you know, we'll see. He might not even be alive for that to happen. I want to say that Movember is somewhat winning the colonization game of Africa. I mean, they kind of just cut off Egypt's Cleopatra with this move here. Although he doesn't really want to settle the desert, he's going to stay away from the desert for the most part. Yeah, see, these oases are normal looking. That other oasis in China just doesn't have any water. Anyways, yeah, so I think he's still going to be a really massive force. But then again, I mean, Egypt is sitting here with a lot of cities, kind of. Not really that many cities. Interesting that Saladin is facing some rebels. And they're Mamluk rebels, too. You don't want to mess with those because those guys are going to heal. Holy crap, yeah, those are not fun. I don't know what Spain's doing right here. I think they might be trying to maybe use the coastline to help them out. I mean, does Spain not even have a coastal city? Yeah, they do, but I don't think they've got oh, they've got a harbor. Never mind. I don't know. That's kind of weird. If Spain doesn't get rid of France, then it could be Rome that gets rid of France. The longer they keep, like, this border along this Roman city, because I don't think Rome's going to fall. I mean, I don't know. That's just me, but I don't think this city, I don't think Rome's ever going to lose. I shouldn't say that, because Rome does usually fall, but it all depends if the hordes get here, if the Huns get here, or maybe Scythia is the closest to, like, the Huns, maybe. I don't know. But I think Rome's going to have a pretty good game. I think the longer Spain doesn't take out France, the likelier it becomes that just Rome's going to do it. And that's what they usually do towards the end of the game, so maybe that'll happen. Germany is still trying. They're probably going to settle here. Can they? I think that's 3 tiles away, or maybe there. I don't know. Frederick's, you got to give it to him, man. He's just still going. Yeah, he can settle there, I'm pretty sure. And there's uranium here. So yeah, that's right. I can see the resources. They can't. So that's going to be a pretty beneficial city if you don't lose it. Because the Vikings are going to go berserk when they find out. Do you see what I did there? Kind of? No? All right. And Karachi, the Pakistani city, has just been settled by the Persians. And yeah. So, Persia's definitely going to be on the bad side of Gandhi. We know what city is probably going to be the first one to get nuked. That's for sure. Look at this random lone Brazilian horseman that's out here. This is Alaska, by the way. This is Alaska that they're out here just like exploring the coastline of Alaska. I mean, that seems normal. I don't know. It doesn't seem like Brazil would ever want to. It doesn't seem like Brazilians don't. They probably don't like the snow very much. I don't know. That just seems like they would. I've never seen a Brazilian city settled in the snow. Anyways, I'm going out of the. Oh, geez, this guy's freaking face. You see that? He's gonna do his little thing. All right, yeah. Ignore this request. I guess I'll have to choose this for Pericles. So I figured, why not go ahead and check on some of the information that we can get since Pericles of Greece is still alive, because at some point he's probably going to get destroyed. Maybe not. I don't know. It's going to be tough. But biggest military in the world right now is held by the Polish Empire. Jadwiga. I've never really known how to pronounce her name, but only 735. No. Did you take a capital? That's not always accurate. Yeah, it's actually. It could be anybody. So Arabia has 195, but they're higher on the list because they took a capital. Apparently, Poland did too. They took the German capital. That's what it is. This is kind of tough to say because Greece doesn't necessarily know everybody in the game, but it seems like Victoria has the biggest military, at least as of everybody in the Western Hemisphere, in the Old World Western Hemisphere. So who knows about the New World, because they don't know anybody from the New World. But yeah, about 1,200, and this is about 1,200 military strength, and this is only turn 129. So yeah, that Deity AI is definitely doing its thing. So this is getting interesting because we now have the British with 2 cities in North America, and this one is pretty close to Washington. So now that we know that Vicky has at least one of the biggest military strengths in at least Europe, I don't know how the Americans stack up. I imagine they've got to be bigger. Or maybe not, because they still have warriors. That doesn't necessarily say all that much. And it seems as though the Americans are still at war with the Aztecs, because we would see this occupied no growth symbol go away. One of the cool things about actually stopping the autosave is we can actually check on religion now. So it seems like for the most part, Sikh is actually dominating Western Europe. Yep, that is totally happening. For the most part, though, outside of Western Europe, there's a little bit of secularism kind of going on, some pantheons, I'm guessing, and then Eastern Orthodox, which I'm guessing was settled probably or founded by the Russians, I think. I mean, I don't know, but that's what I'm guessing. I told you it was gonna backfire, man. I told you, Australia, you're already being invaded by Japanese missionaries. So what can I say? It's gonna begin. First, they're gonna start off as missionaries, and then they're gonna be samurai, or possibly. I don't know, kamikazes at some point. You just gotta watch it. Oh, they're leaving anyways, so you're fine for now, but just wait. Yeah, so I think it's pretty obvious that Japan had grabbed its own religion. Obviously, Buddhism seems to be doing pretty well. I wouldn't be surprised if, so China grabbed their own religion. I think, more than likely, since they have Taoism here, that probably was the case. Did Gandhi grab Hinduism? No, they didn't. Wow. Gandhi is like pretty secular for the most part. There is Zoroastrianism that was founded by Persia, I think. And then Arabia has, or no, it might have been, no, Arabia has Islam, and Islam's just not, it's not spreading, really. It's somewhere, a little bit, but it seems like it's still pretty early on in the game. I don't know, man, Drew. You gotta calm down. The religion in the game is gonna look completely different in about 70 turns from now, because that's when really those units are gonna go crazy. So it's hard to say. Boom, that's gonna make Spain pretty mad. That's a pretty big deal, especially now, because this means Trajan has an opportunity to get up a coastal city and get out some naval units in the Atlantic, maybe go out towards Brazil. Someone needs to be a threat to Brazil, man, because Brazil is just going to be too damn powerful. They're going to be really powerful with this entire continent all to themselves without a strong Aztec. Yeah, we actually might see a really interesting new world between America and Pedro. That might be kind of cool. Speaking of America, they're trying. They're trying. They really do not want to give up. They really want the capital, which is weird because they're not even sending anything at Montgomery. Montgomery's just chilling. They don't care about that at all. And they're continuing to colonize this way for the most part. Medicine Hat. Really? Is that a real thing in Canada? Oh man, I'm not gonna make any comments about that, but that's a unique name. Pretty unique naming system they have in Canada. Wow. Yep, India is moving through the Himalayas. That is a pretty brave little elephant. They're gonna move through this icy patch, and actually that's gonna bring them a lot of opportunities, because I don't think Scythia is going to find them for a long time. If they go after like this territory, what is this called? This is called something. I always forget this region of the world what its name is. But anyways, yeah, they could totally hide behind these mountains and be safe from Scythia while also grabbing a lot of land. So that's a good job, India. Although India, you have all this, you have the southern tip of India, and you have Sri Lanka here, which is another name too, but I always forget that, the real name of it as well. Apparently Sumeria and Persia have been at war. I think they've been at war for actually a long time, for the most part. These knights, you know what's kind of weird is I've actually found that the immortals somewhat hurt Persia in the long run. Scythia's made peace with China because it's range units and it replaces the swordsmen. So the Persians have a tough time actually taking over cities if they don't build a bunch of cavalry units. Looks like they have now, but maybe Persia could have been the ones to take over the capital of Sumeria. Egypt's declared war on Arabia. Ooh, this is going to be a pretty big deal. Well, maybe. They're going to have to cross the Red Sea, and that will not be easy. Man, the frickin' French, man. The frickin' French. Look at this. They do not want to give up Iberia. I bet you someone grabs Gibraltar. Why isn't the Strait of Gibraltar here? I mean, the Gibraltar Rock. Is that not a wonder? I thought that was a wonder. Anyways, I bet you someone grabs this territory. Anyways, point is, Catherine, that's a pretty bad move. I'm not gonna lie. That's a party foul, if that's a thing. You're no longer invited to Felipe's parties anymore because he's really gonna be pissed now. I'm starting to notice that Vicky is pretty damn strong. She's got a lot of military units that are just traveling across the Atlantic. She's bringing a lot of reinforcements to North America, a lot. And I think, you know, Teddy might be losing a lot of military units in the south in his war with the Aztecs. Maybe we could see something interesting, really some sort of revolutionary war stuff take place for Washington, maybe. I mean, he's really trying hard. He's really trying, but Montezuma is here with crossbowmen, some pikemen, gonna make it even harder. This encampment is like really well placed, so you just can't take it, man. Just give up. Oh, snap, I just noticed this. Oh boy, Pedro's coming for that booty. He's about to booty grab Central America. It's gonna happen. Especially, well, this city's protected by cliffs, but they might go after they might go after the Aztec capital, which would be pretty smart, I think. And still, no one has settled Iceland. You guys disappoint me. You guys are majorly disappointing me. You guys all failed. Norway too, I'm including Norway. But the British, I guess I get the British. The British have found Canada, so they're trying to do their thing. But come on, Norway, what else are you doing? What else do you have to lose? I think there's going to be pretty much colonization that takes place throughout this entire series. I mean, this map is huge, so there's always going to be new cities to look out and see which empires expand towards which location on the map. But I think the next video is going to be very interesting when it comes to sort of like imperialism and colonies that take place in the New World, because for a lot of the Europeans, this is it. I mean, they don't have anything else to do besides like Spain and Rome, but they have to find a way to get, you know, new land. So I'm interested to see how the AI is going to kind of try to move around the fact that they have nothing in Europe. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.